organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV.
Social media app causing a lot of negative feedback in the Greek community. It's a lot like Twitter, but here's the catch. What you say is completely anonymous.
And one reason why the HBO hit TV series Girls didn't make the cut on campus. We'll have more coming up.
And in sports, former Hawkeyes getting settled with their new lives in the NFL.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Starnes.
And I'm Brianna Jett.
A new app has taken over campus, particularly in one community. Daily Iowan TV's Megan Sanchez went out to see what students are yik-yakking about. Take a look.
As students begin to tackle their finals, a new app is creeping into their phones. Yik Yak is a social media outlet that is similar to Twitter, but allows users to post anonymously. The app uses your location to let you read posts from others in your area. The posts thus far have been heavily related to Greek life on campus.
So you don't necessarily know if it's by people in the Greek community, but there are a lot of posts about the Greek community and about specific fraternity members. Some of them were named, which I thought was kind of terrible, but also things about sororities and stuff like that. I'm assuming that it's by other people in the Greek life because that's why rumors get started, but I mean, I'm sure it's all people in general posting things too.
I've seen a lot of posts that are related to the Greek community. I mean, they can really say whatever they want then and not have to worry about repercussions. It could be Greeks talking about other Greeks. It could be people who aren't in the Greek system talking about Greeks, or Greeks talking about people who aren't in the Greek system. And it's just, I don't know, it gives them a sense of power that they can say whatever they want and they're not going to get in trouble because no one's going to find out it was them.
Aside from Greek-related posts, Yik Yak houses a lot of foul language, personal insults, and even sexual slander. And psychiatrists are saying Yik Yak is the most dangerous form of social media they have ever seen. But Hopkins believes problems will not occur between other fraternities and sororities as a result of the app.
Even recently, it's started to cool down where it's not as much talking about the Greek system.
Megan Sanchez, Daily Iowan TV.
The Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life denied to comment on the app.
The UI has a new program that could help prevent internet hackers and thieves from stealing employees' confidential information. Duo is a verification tool and was launched after a series of scams this past fall. Hackers were able to access bank account information and steal money. Since then, the UI hasn't allowed access to a lot of these online functions off campus. The software program will restore employee access off campus.
Is locking your bike really a safe way to keep it from being stolen at the UI? For the creator of the HBO hit series Girls, Lena Dunham, it isn't. Her character was set to have some bike trouble while attending the UI Writers' Workshop in the upcoming 4th season, and it looks like that's why the deal to film on the UI campus was denied by officials. Our own Kelly O'Lean has the story.
The University of Iowa released email records Tuesday discussing scenes for the hit HBO series Girls. In short, the email depicted character Hannah Horvath to have very bad luck starting off in a new town. After falling off one bike and getting another one stolen, Horvath ends up purchasing a third bike with 3 locks, only for that to be stolen as well. HBO stated they would only need 2 to 3 days of filming on campus to gather all of the exterior shots they need. UI's Vice President of Strategic Communication, Joe Brennan, said in an email Tuesday that he has made his decision to deny HBO access to UI campus because he cannot determine whether the storyline is favorable to the University of Iowa.
I've never personally heard of anyone getting their bike stolen. I mean, I'm sure it happens like it does in any city with bikes, but I don't think it's a huge problem.
If you walk around campus, even around the Iowa City area, you will find many places where students are notorious for locking and leaving their bikes overnight, just like the one behind me here. Although bike theft is not common around the University of Iowa.
I usually see bike locks, and if bikes are left out without bike locks, I mean, I don't see them being stolen ever, so I feel like it's not that big of an issue.
Leaving a bike somewhere for too long may result in having your bike impounded. Don't forget your lock and don't forget your bike. Kelly Oline, Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, the weather has given me a bit of whiplash lately, so we're going to toss it over again to Daily Iowan TV's Kelly Oline with an update on the weather. Kelly, do we have anything to look forward to?
Hey guys, the rest of the week is looking a little chilly, but at least there's no snow. Tomorrow morning we will start off at 43 degrees, so bring a jacket on your way to campus. The afternoon will reach a high of 58 degrees and will stay around the same for the evening. For a look at the rest of the week, Thursday will reach a high of 58 with a small chance of rain and will stay about the same for Friday with a 60% chance of rain. For graduation Saturdays, temps will peak at 63 degrees. Sunday will get a little warmer with 66 degrees and clear skies. Monday we'll be back in the 70s, but with clouds. That's all I have for you. Back to you.
Stressed out during finals week? Well, according to a USA Today study, about 27% of students develop extreme stress during the school year. Our own Jordan Mickle found out what the UI is doing to help lower it.
With the fear of receiving a low grade, finals week can be a busy week for students and cause high amounts of stress. But here at the IMU, the Division of Student Life has given students several ways to relieve this stress. Free popcorn is available all week for students to snack on and enjoy a free evening massage by trained professionals to get you through the week.
And if you're a pet lover like myself, get ready for some puppy love because these dogs are ready to help.
These dogs are a part of the group UI Paws, which means promoting animal welfare in society. They are trained to be easily approachable and are used to provide students with a much-needed break.
I think our main goals with starting the Therapy Dog event was bringing more like animal-related causes, and then it turned into a huge thing that the IMU let us do where we realized it was mostly just students wanting to drop by for a couple seconds to play with the dogs. It really is stress for them.
Also, if you're craving a late-night workout, students can also take part in a 45-minute yoga session.
When students are just crazy stressed with lots going on in their mind, being able to step out and take these 45 minutes to just breathe and to move and to stretch, not only does it increase blood flow, but it's also going to kind of take their mind away from reality, essentially.
So regardless of what stress you might be in, the IMU provides students with several ways to help. Jordan Mickle, Daily Iowan TV.
If you want to know when and where these events are going on, go to afterclass.uiowa.edu.
And one way students might try to boost their performance in late-night cramming is by taking the popular drug Adderall. This week's edition of Street Chatter is all about the consumption of the prescription drug and finding dealers who supply it. Daily Iowan TV's Erin Faust has the scoop.
We all know during finals week, students are stressed. Sometimes this leads to relying on performance-enhancing drugs to help them keep focused, even if those drugs are illegal without a prescription. Daily Iowan TV's Taylor Smith went out and talked to students about who is taking Adderall and how often.
So do you or anybody you guys know use Adderall?
Yeah, a lot of people. Yes. I do not, but I do know people who do.
Yes. Do you think they have a prescription for it?
No. Some of them. A couple people I know do, yeah. Yeah, I know some people who do.
How much do they use often?
I believe he takes it every day.
Infrequently during exam time. Probably only in times of like stress, so during finals I would say.
How much do you think they spend on average for it?
At the doctor's office, $10.
I think it's covered under his insurance.
The ones with prescriptions?
Yes.
Honestly, I have no idea how much. I think it probably ranges on how much their insurance covers. I'm really not sure. I'm not positive either.
If caught with Adderall without a prescription, you can be arrested for possession of an illegal substance. Be sure to tweet us your thoughts. Back to you.
Former Hawkeye football player Tyler Sash was arrested early Sunday morning. The Oskaloosa Police Department stopped Sash for driving a scooter with no lights on. They say he refused to pull over when authorities tried stopping him and then ditched his scooter and started running. Police found him behind a tree and he refused to surrender. Sash was then tased after resisting arrest and was taken into custody. Police say he refused to take a sobriety test but admitted to having 6 drinks. Sash has been charged with public intoxication and interference with official acts.
So many Hawkeye football players making the NFL rosters this past weekend. For more on that and more in the world of Hawkeye sports, we're going to toss it over to our own Jalen Sochak in the Daily Iowan TV studio. Jalen?
Thanks, guys. Lots to get to on this final Tuesday of the semester. We'll put a bow on baseball season ahead of the final series of the regular season, but we'll start tonight on the gridiron. Now that the dust has settled after this year's NFL draft, rookies are settling in with their new homes. Our own Kevin Glick takes a look at just how many former Hawkeyes have gotten a shot at an NFL roster in recent history. The numbers may surprise you.
Leading up until this season's NFL draft, the Hawkeyes were in first in the Big Ten. Not in conference titles, but the number of draft picks put into the league since the start of the decade in 2010. Since then, only Ohio State has had more prospects, 23 called in Radio City Music Hall, narrowly besting Kirk Ferentz, who's had 22 Hawkeyes names called in the past 4 years. Both the Bucks and Hawks have each had 3 first-round picks in that time span as well, tied for second behind Wisconsin. Despite the opposite conference location and competition level, the 22 Hawkeyes selected since 2010 would be best for 5th in the almighty SEC. Not bad for the school in the middle of the Midwest when looking at football factories like Alabama and LSU's recruiting managers. That doesn't even count the number of undrafted free agents signed from seasons past and players from this campaign, which included the likes of James Morris, BJ Lowry, and Tanner Miller, all signing undrafted free agent contracts days after the draft. It's no secret that NFL teams like Kirk Ferentz coach players, but it's remarkable just how many get a shot at playing professionally. Kevin Glick, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Here in Iowa City, a few start times for the 2014 campaign have been announced. Hawk fans will have to get up early for a number of 11 a.m. kickoffs again this season. Ferentz and crew open up Big Ten play at Purdue. They'll have a week off before another early homecoming game against Indiana. And their first trip to conference newcomers Maryland will also be a morning kickoff. Baseball's head coach Rick Heller is just a few days away from wrapping up his regular season in Iowa, and he stands a pretty good chance of taking his squad into the postseason for the first time since 2010. I took a look at what the first season under Heller looked like. It was a season for Iowa's taking. A new coach staff under a head coach who had the knack for turning around dismal programs. It began like any fairy tale, wins accumulating an onlookers' surprise and such an early rapid increase of production from an Iowa team. The Heller era opened their season with back-to-back wins, the first time since 2006. Then it was 6 straight for the Hawks, the longest winning streak since their 2007 season. Then it was 7, and suddenly Iowa was off to their best program start in 74 years. The wins keep on coming. Heller and company opened the conference season with a series win against the Huskers, a first conference opening series since 1998. Statistically, Iowa was improving in almost every aspect after a season of only 2 home runs. Iowa currently has 23. But Heller's first season may not have a fairy tale ending. Iowa has skidded through their final stretch, dropping 5 of their last 7 games and falling to the bottom portion of the Big Ten standings at the number 8 spot, and at jeopardy of losing a spot in the postseason Big Ten tournament. 8th in the Big Ten may not be the ideal way to wrap up a conference season, but you still have to look at the season as a positive start to what could be a long coaching career at Iowa for Heller. Heller is just 3 shy of 30 wins at 27-20. The last time Iowa reached 30, 2010. Iowa will wrap up their regular season this weekend with a 3-game series against Purdue. That's all for now. Tune in tomorrow for a full 30-minute live show with extended coverage of everything you need to know black and gold, including an interview with Daily Iowan Male Athlete of the Year, Tony Ramos. Back to the desk, but first.
We're bigger, we're deeper, and we're more experienced than we've ever been.
Here's White, ducks it through. Cummins gets the step on the drive, score it, and a foul. Now he throws it down. Marble with the play made to Aaron White.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at tomorrow's pages of the Daily Iowan. Dining changes for next fall. C-stores are no longer going to accept cash, and the River Room is getting rid of some meal swipe options.
And a Daily Iowan alumni, Dottie Ray, retired from her talk show on KXIC. Read about her story tomorrow.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight, so catch up with us tomorrow night at the same time or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Have a great night.